Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Prabhupada 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 Jaya Srila Prabhupada Jaya 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 Prabhupada. Om Viṣṇupada Paramhamsa Parivrājakācārya Ashtottara Śrīmad His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. ISKCON Founder Acharya, Beauty Founder Acharya, Savior of the whole world Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Jai Om Viṣṇupada Paramhamsa Parivrājakācārya Ashtottara Śrīmad His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Jai. प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय. श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय. ब्रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की जय. नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय. पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय. गंगामय्य यमुनमय्य की जय. भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय. सामवेद गौर भक्त वृंद की जय. पतित पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय. श्री श्री रुक्मिणी द्वारकाधीश की जय. श्री श्री रुक्मिणी द्वारकानाथ की जय. श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय. श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. श्रील प्रभुपाद ट्रांसेंडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय. निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे. All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevayam Bhagavati Ruttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 29, Explanation of Devotional Service, Text 43, I think it's 44, right? Yeah, okay. I think, yeah, 44. Yesterday we covered 43. Yeah. 44. Yeah. Yeah, yesterday Gaurachandra Prabhu covered 43. So, yeah. Guṇābhimānino devāḥ sarga-ādiṣvasya yad-bhayāt vartante nuyugaṁ yeṣāṁ vaśa etac cara-acaram guṇābhimānino devāḥ sarga-ādiṣvasya yad-bhayāt vartante nuyugaṁ yeṣāṁ vaśa etat cara-acaram guṇābhimānino devāḥ sarga-ādiṣvasya yad-bhayāt vartante nuyugaṁ yeṣāṁ vaśa etat cara-acaram guṇābhimānino devāḥ. sarva-ādiṣu yad-bhayāt vartante nuyugaṁ yeṣāṁ vaśa etat cara-acaram guṇābhimānino devāḥ sarga-ādiṣu yad-bhayāt vartante nuyugaṁ yeṣāṁ vaśa etat cara-acaram guṇābhimānino devāḥ sarga-ādiṣv yad-bhayāt vartante nuyugaṁ yeṣāṁ vaśa etat cara-acaram. Vaishnavis. guṇābhimānino devāḥ sarga-ādiṣv yad-bhayāt vartante nuyugaṁ yeṣāṁ vaśa etat cara-acaram. Guṇa, the modes of material nature. Abhimāninaḥ, in charge of. Devāḥ, the demigods. Sarga-ādiṣu, in the matter of creation, and so on. Asya, of this world. Yad-bhayāt, out of fear of whom. Vartante, carry out functions. Anuyugam, according to the yugas. yeṣāṁ, of whom. Vaśe, under the control. Etat, this. Cara-acaram, everything animate and inanimate. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Out of fear of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the directing demigods in charge of modes of material nature carry out the functions of creation, maintenance and destruction. Everything animate and inanimate within this material world is under their control. Purport. The three modes of material nature, namely goodness, passion and ignorance, are under the control of three deities, Brahma, Viṣṇu and Lord Śiva. Lord Viṣṇu is in charge of modes of goodness. Lord Brahma is in charge of mode of passion. And Lord Śiva is in charge of mode of ignorance. Similarly, there are many other demigods in charge of air department, the water department, the cloud department, etc. Just as the government has many different departments, so within this material world, the government of Supreme Lord has many departments, and all these departments function in proper order out of fear of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Demigods are undoubtedly controlling all matter, animate and inanimate. within the universe. But above them, the Supreme Controller is the personality of Godhead. Therefore, in the Brahma-saṁhitā it is said, Ishvara Paramah Krishna. Undoubtedly, there are many controllers in the departmental management of this universe, but the Supreme Controller is Krishna. There are two kinds of dissolutions. One kind of dissolution takes place when Brahma goes to sleep during his night, and the final dissolution takes place when Brahma dies. As long as Brahma does not die, creation, maintenance, and destructions are actuated by different demigods under the superintendence of the Supreme Lord. Om Ajnana-timirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guroho Shri Yutapatakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Stam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namahum Viṣṇu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Deshatarine. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dīnabandho Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Krupa Sindhubhye Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Mukham karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yatkripatamaham vande Shri Guru Dīnatarinam Paramamananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna. I seek blessings of all devotees so that I can speak something glorifying Lord for all of your pleasure and for my purification. So in today's verse, Lord Kapila, he is continuing his description, rather instruction to Mother Devahuti, and he is mentioning that out of fear of Supreme Personality of Godhead, the directing demigods in charge of modes of material nature carry out the functions of creation, maintenance and destructions. Everything animate and inanimate within this material world is under their control. Okay. So we will discuss two major points. One, how Krishna is in control, and second, how that understanding can make us fearless and bring us closer to Krishna. Okay. So the first point about how Krishna is in control. So if we see from text 40 in this chapter, Kapil Dev is explaining how different things are enacting in fear of Lord. Like he is saying, out of fear of Supreme Personality of Godhead, the wind blows. Out of fear of Him, sun shines. Out of fear of Him, the rain pours. And out of fear of Him, host of heavenly bodies shed their luster. He goes on. So, in this verse, particularly, he is becoming So from macro view to micro view, right? No, micro view to macro view, from smaller to bigger. So initially he went on to particular aspects. Now he's going completely at the level of creation, maintenance and destruction. It is saying that all these three lords, Lord Brahma, Viṣṇu and Shiva, they are acting in fear of Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Prabhupada is quoting Brahma-saṁhitā, right? Ishvara Parama Krishna. So we'll see some pastimes wherein actually this was in action, Okay. First about Lord Brahma, right? Brahmaji was the one who actually requested Krishna to appear because so many demonic forces were overburdening the earth, right? And then Krishna appeared, he started killing the demons. And one day he killed Aghasur. And Brahmaji's informant, he told to Lord Brahma that, this boy, he had just killed Aghasur. Now, these demons who had appeared, like say Bakasur, Aghasur, all these were really powerful actually. They even used to, the demigods also used to be fearful of these demons. But when Brahma heard that Krishna killed this demon Aghasur, who has come in the form of a big snake, he said, no, he must be some ordinary guy. Maybe it might have happened by chance or something. So he says, let me check. He says, and then that time actually Brahma gets little pride. See, I am Brahma, I know everything in this universe. So I know for sure he cannot be my Lord. And he goes and he steals the calves first. So the boys, they were taking, Oh, actually before that, see, what happens is that when Brahma comes on the scene, Krishna was taking lunch with his friends. And that time, Madhumangal had brought some buttermilk, so he drinks it. And Krishna wanted that buttermilk actually, but Madhumangal immediately takes it and drinks it. And then when we drink something very fast, right, it's in our cheeks, right, we do like. So what Krishna did, he went in front of Madhumangal and he pressed his cheeks and all the buttermilk came out and Krishna opened his mouth and drank it. Now that was the time when Brahma saw this and he said, he cannot be my Lord. Come on, he cannot be like that. He cannot just take from others' mouth. And he said, let me test. And then they were having nice jovial eating time. I know, see, devotees most of the times, we are in Bhagavatam, we feel tired, Maya Devi, rather Nidra Devi, she also wants to hear Bhagavatam, so she comes and then devotees, take shelter of her. But Prasadam is time when everybody is very active, right? Very happy discussing. So Krishna is having that, happy time. And then the calves were grazing nearby. So Brahma goes and first steals the calves. Then some of the boys, they see that calves are not there. So Krishna says, don't worry, you be here, I'll go and find them. So when Krishna goes to look for the calves, Brahma steals coward boys. And he says, let's see the fun now, what this boy will do. And Krishna comes back, he looks, and immediately within no moment he understands that it's Brahma. But Krishna, to show that how he is the supreme controller, he would have just called Brahma and sorted there. He did something more amazing. He expanded himself into exact same calves, exact same coward boys, and went back because that was evening time, everybody was waiting. And everybody was joyous, and Brahma came back in a moment to see, what destruction he has caused, and he sees exact same cows calves, doing everything very nicely. Goes back and check, did I steal the correct one? And he sees the same set in his custody also. And immediately he realizes, I played with fire, And when he comes and surrenders, he see all these coward boys and calves turning into Viṣṇu form 400 and merging into Krishna. Then he really repents and he says, what a fool I was. I was trying to test my Supreme Lord. So this is first example. The Creator, he is under Krishna's control. Now second, Lord Viṣṇu, right? Again, there is another pastime wherein the sons of Brahmana, they were getting killed. After their birth, they were dying immediately in the kingdom of Yudhishthir. So this Brahmana, he comes and he criticizes Yudhishthir that you are king, there must be some fault in you, because of which my kids are, suffering, like, I'm losing my son. See, it's said that actually, depending on the king, the praja, the citizens, they either suffer or prosper. So, and we have that current example also, we have our so-called small kings, they are acting in certain way, and then there is whole impact on whole economies, right? So Arjuna says, no, next time I'll be there, and if I cannot save your son, I'll kill myself. And again, when the wife of Brahmana, when she was about to deliver baby, Arjuna was protecting there, but again the son was died. And then when Arjuna was about to enter fire, Krishna says, wait, let's figure it out. And then Krishna takes Arjuna to the abode of Mahavishnu. And Mahavishnu had all these kids. And he just says, oh, welcome Krishna, I just wanted to take your darshan. I'm so happy. And he praises Krishna, worships him, and gives back the kids. So this is second, when Lord Viṣṇu is subservient to Lord Krishna. And third, about Lord Śiva, right? There are so many pastimes, in pastime of before he taking halahal, right? He takes, I am taking it because it will please Lord Hari, right? And then there is this nice chapter about battle with Banasura. So Banasura was a devotee of Lord Śiva, right? So Lord Śiva came to fight with Krishna. And they had a huge, nice fight. And Lord Śiva was about to, he was completely defeated. And Lord Śiva was very happy, Mohini Murti pastime, right? Lord Śiva says, I want to see that form. Krishna said, are you sure? He said, yes. And when as soon as, Krishna appeared as Mohini Murti, Śiva started running behind like a lusty person. And then all the demigods and all the sages, everybody started, laughing. And then he immediately turned into Lord Viṣṇu, and then, Lord Śiva was like, sobered. And he was happy to get, defeated by Krishna. So this is third. Now what to speak of other demigods, Indra, he gets into trouble all the time. Govardhan pastime, right? He tried to kill Krishna. Krishna humiliated him so badly, right? Then Varuna, he tried to steal his servants, they took away Nanda Maharaj, right? When he was taking bath in Yamuna on Dwadashi day, right? So immediately Krishna jumped in Yamuna, went to Varuna. Varuna begged forgiveness. Tomorrow we have Ram Navami, right? When Lord Ramchandra, all pastime, they go till the ocean. And then Bibhishan says that maybe, oh Lord, you can request ocean God, Varun Dev, to give us direction how to go further. And Lord sits in meditation requesting his intervention. Nothing happens for 3 days. What Lord does? He just glares at the ocean angrily, and the whole ocean starts boiling. And immediately the Lord of Ocean, he comes, begs forgiveness, and he says, oh Lord, please build the bridge. So we see with all these pastimes that how all these demigods are in control of Krishna. So whole this material creation, Here Kapil Dev is mentioning that both things animate and inanimate within this material world are under the control of these demigods, and these demigods are in control of Krishna. Like we yawn or we blink our eye, there is a particular controller assigned. Otherwise, how? Like the people who have paralysis, even if they want to move their arm or leg or a side of their body, they cannot do that because that particular demigod is not allowing them to do. So all these personalities are under Krishna's control. So how this understanding can help us? Should we just become fearful, or can this help us to lead, to be fearless? So this is the next point, that when we understand that everything is in control of Krishna, then our journey towards fearlessness begins. So how? So generally we tend to become fearful when some things are not in our control, right? For example, there is an earthquake happening, everything is shaking, we are really fearful. We don't know what is happening, if the building is going to fall, or we just have no control. So if we see, this verse also talks about modes of nature, right? So even this controlling mentality, we can see how these modes act. So the person who is in goodness, he knows what all things are in his control and what all things are in not his control. He understands that. Okay. The person in mode of passion, he thinks that everything is in my control only, and then he tries to control, which is of course not true. He then tries to do so many things to get things under his control, and he miserably fails and get into suffering. Okay. So, and then the person in mode of ignorance, he thinks nothing is in my control. So to give examples, say for example relationships, right? A person in mode of goodness, he understands that how other person is reacting to me is not in my control, but how I am reacting to him, it's in my control. So he'll behave nicely, try to improve. In passion, he'll try to control everybody. No, it's, they say, blind love. I like that girl has to like me. And because that girl likes somebody else, he'll go and kill both that boy or girl. This is trying to control in mode of passion. And ignorance, he'll say, anyway, nobody will love me only, He'll just go into depression. So, but the devotee, he understands that actually Krishna is in control, and he has given me certain abilities to control few things so that I can create a situation and engage in his devotional service. Right? For example, we had in control what we'll do in this morning. We decided we'll come and take part in morning program in temple. So, though I had option to go out, roam, go for a morning walk or on a beach, surfing, I am in control of my situation, but I am using it in service of Krishna. So devotee understands what is in his control, what is not in his control, and whatever things are in his control, he'll try to come, he'll adjust the situation in a way that he'll try to come closer to Krishna. So now, when he does that, the fear factor, it naturally goes. How? Because see, if we see this, fear, it comes from a situation which are again not in our control, right? And then those times the mind is very much distracted. So how we can overcome that is, first is, if we see this acronym fear, First F is focus on what the real problem is. So whenever we are fearful, we can just sit back and think, okay, what's the real problem? Say for example, somebody is having issue with the job, he's getting fired. And then, there's no job, then, I'll not be able to pay rent, then I'll come out on the street, and then, I'll be homeless, and then the people will attack me, and then the dogs will bite me. And so mind starts, going really, we say all over the place, right? Becoming fearful. Like for example, now, there are these tariffs. So the government has said that we'll have tariff. So then some other countries, they also said, no, we'll also have tariffs. And now they are, fighting out each other. And then the stock market is crashed because they are thinking, now if the tariffs are high, the consumption, the production cost would be more. So that means I have to pay more for what I get. That means I have to work hard, but I have lost my job. So much fearful, mind creates. So first thing is focus on what is the problem at hand. Okay, I have lost my job. Let me work to get a job. For example, in context. Then E is try to do whatever is in your, educate, or for example, evaluate and act on it. I don't have a job, let me work. Let me search for a job, or let me see where I can get a help from. Now, after doing that also, if things are not working, then A, arise. So all these fearful situation, they are in relationship with the body. Right? I'll, say, in this example what we are discussing, that, that means I'll not be having food to eat or something. But then you understand, actually I'm not body, I am spirit soul. Krishna is actually the maintainer. He is providing, 2 tons of food to elephant every day. He doesn't work. And he is providing also a grain of, food to an ant. So ants are also living, elephants are also living. He will provide me also with my maintenance. My source of income is actually not source of my maintenance. Krishna is actually my maintenance. So we have to arise from that bodily platform to the real nature of ourself as a spirit soul. And then last is after that understanding, you realize that Krishna is in control and let go of things. So if something is not in my control, let Krishna take control. Krishna will orchestrate the things, like Draupadi, she was fearful initially of getting disrobed. She tried her best. At one point she realized, I cannot do anything. She raised her hands. Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. So, this is a nice verse it describes, Vikre, Agre Kuruna Matha Pandavanam Dushyasanena Piritavastrakesha Krishna Tada Krosha Dananyanatha Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. That in between Kurus and Pandavas, when Dushyasana was trying to disrobe her, understanding that there is no one who can protect me, Draupadi called out in great helplessness, O Govinda, O Damodara, O Madhava. And then immediately, unlimited sari was provided. So, in some cases, we have to let go of things, and in some cases, we have to act where we can act. If there is, there is some leakage in temple hall, I cannot say, oh Krishna, please take care of it. No. I have to go and, fix it, because it's in my hand. But even if after that everything floods, that's okay beyond. But it's like firefighters. Like when there is a fire, they try to douse the fire off. If it goes out of control, they take a step back. Right? So, and then after all that, devotee understand actually what are happening in this material world, it is just a passing phase in the eternality, right? If there is a, it's a long line, and if there is a small dot, it's insignificant what's happening, in terms of that big line. So as a spirit soul, our main purpose in this material world is purification of heart and glorifying Lord. And when we do that, we'll get out of this whole fearful material existence itself. And Lord, time and again, He comes to assure that if you surrender to me, then I'll take care. And is the famous verse from Ramayana, right? Sakruteva prapannoyam tava asmi iti yachate dadami. 1 minute, I'll say that. So this is like, when Viṣṇu, he comes and tries to surrender, Lord Ram was asking, what should I do? So Sugriva and Jambavan, they said, no, he's enemy's brother. He will, take our secrets and it will be like, very difficult in the war. And Hanumanji says, no, but he's a, devotee of yours. So that time, Lord Ram, he chants this verse. He said, Sakruteva prapannoya tava asmi iti yachate abhayam sarva bhutebhyo dadami etat vritam mama. He said, whoever surrenders to me and just once says, oh Lord Ram, I am yours. So let's see this. Oh Lord Ram, I am yours. Then what he says? I give him fearlessness from everything. And this is my vow. And he says, Sugriva, you are saying that he'll go and tell our secret to Ravana. He said, what to speak of Ravana? With a just crush of pressing my thumb, I can crush the entire universe. So though Lord Ram was he was playing this Naralila, in the human form, he showed his supremacy. He said, just, with the pressing of my thumb, I can crush the whole universe. You are, afraid of this tiny puny Ravana. And then, he chants this verse actually. So, tomorrow is that beautiful day when Lord Ram appeared to give that assurance that if we surrender, so if we see from one angle, Krishna is, controlling everyone, demigods, he's even controlling my life. That means, whatever is bad things are happening in my life, maybe he also, might be the reason. Actually, it's not like that. It's we are misusing our desires and free will, small free will, because of which we are in trouble. But despite that, what Krishna, Lord Ram, what they are saying, you just say once, I am yours, I'll give you all protection. And for that matter, when Krishna speaks in Bhagavad Gita, there is Chaturvida Bhajante Mam, right? These 4 types of people come to me, Arto, Artharti, Jigyasu and Gyani. After that verse, Krishna says that I consider all these person very, udara, very large-hearted. Krishna is glorifying these people who are coming to Krishna because out of distress or out of fear or whatever, He's saying you are very large-hearted, I am happy, because Krishna is more eager to take us back home than we want to go actually. So when we understand this gives us confidence that we need not be fearful of any situation in this material world. Rather, all we have to do is that have that desire to keep going closer to Krishna, and then Lord Krishna will surely help. And then we have the promise from Lord Ram, who had and see, Lord Ram was such an amazing personality. He never breaks his vow, right? Whatever he says. So when Sugriva actually, when Viṣṇu surrenders, Lord Ram makes him king of Lanka at that same time. So then Sugriva says, Lord, you made Viṣṇu king of Lanka, but what if Ravan comes and surrenders you tomorrow? Without a second, Lord Ram says, I'll make him king of Ayodhya. So and he said, I'll stay in forest. So we have such personalities who are there to protect us and who are actually in control also, So that's such a hopeful situation actually. So to summarize, we saw that how Krishna is in control, and we saw different pastimes, how Lord Brahma, Shiva, Viṣṇu, different demigods, they were all, always, they tried to fight out sometimes, but they always were in control. Like Krishna was always in control, and then he's not only in control, he is our well-wisher, and he wants us to be fearless. And then we saw that how there can be different controlling mentality in mode of goodness, passion, ignorance, and how devotee he controls whatever things are in his control in service of Krishna, and whatever things are not in his control, he just let it go and depends fully on Krishna with only aim to go closer to him. And when we discussed like how Lord Ram also, when we take shelter of him, he has given that promise that he'll protect us. So though it's very materially speaking, though it is it may seem that we are not in control of anything, it may lead kind of create some fear, but no, actual understanding how Krishna lovingly controls will make us fearless. So with this, let's pray to Lord Ram that tomorrow that may we sincerely take shelter of him and go towards that ultimate fearlessness, and getting out of this fearful material world. So with that, we would like to stop. Any questions or comments? Yeah, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhu. On the topic of Lord Ram, could you explain a little bit why Krishna appears as Lord Ram? Is there like a specific reason? Like in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, we read, external and internal reasons why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. Is there something like that for Lord Ramachandra?
Yeah. So actually, as is mentioned, so there are two things. One thing is, of course, when this Jai Vijay, they took birth as Ravana and Kumbhakarna, they again asks n number of boons, and in that the one thing they did not ask was, he said, I should not kill by demigods or demons and all that stuff, but he did not say that, humans, he said, oh, humans are like ants, I won't care. So in that particular pastime, to make sure that he honors, though it was not required, he honored Brahma's that boon, Lord Ram came in a human form to annihilate Ravana. Another thing is that Lord is, he is a connoisseur of all the rasas. He enjoys different rasas, and Karuna ras is also one of the ras. Karuna ras means, sadness. And that, if we see Ramayana, is predominantly is filled of sadness. There is like, when Lord Ram goes, Dashrath Maharaj leaves his body because of separation. Then in the forest, Sita Mata is taken from, abducted by Ravana. So Lord Ram is sad, we see that, he had been like, going, crying, where is Sita, right, searching. And then when Lord Ram kills Ravana, comes back, that washerman accuses Mother Sita. So again there is this, that separation is there, right. So Lord wants to enjoy sometimes that Karuna ras also. So we see that in the human life generally, it's kind of in this material world, it's more in that form rather, like he came to enjoy, relish that rasa. But in that also it says, and then again, like he wanted to show the how to properly follow the scriptures. So Lord is Ram is called as Maryada Purushottam, right? He is a Purushottam, he is the supreme person, but he is Maryada. He did not deviate from even a single inch of what is written in the scriptures. So he came to set that example. So that was another reason wherein, though he was Lord, he followed all the rules and regulations because he wanted to set that example for people to follow. So these were like a few things I can think of. Okay, Shri Ramachandra Bhagwan ki jai, Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande.